You know, Byron, there are two main rules of business. Number one, always pay your accountant. Number two, always pay your lawyer. Because without those two, your business is largely screwed. But thanks to Julius Malema, they're adding a third law of business, which is always make sure you pay your domestic worker. Because in this particular scenario, Julius Malema's boss, Adriano Mazzotti's ex-domestic worker, has come out to spill the beans about what Mr. Malema got up to circa 2014 till 2016. And it basically reads like Dan Bilzerian without the billions of rands.
Right, so this is in relation to a new book written by a stooge from News 24. Don't know why we're referencing News 24, but hell, it's a fun read. Anyway, the book entitled Our Poisoned Land, Living in the Shadows of Zuma's Keeper, a sequel to The President's Keeper, guys are full of original titles, has the following excerpt, which I shall read for you. Over a period of several years, claimed my source, Mazzotti piled Malema with cash, and Connie Lax's apartment in the Ralph Penthouse Suites in Santon became a party venue where Malema, members of the EFF top command, and their guests partied with expensive alcohol and food. Here we have it, yet again, another source of material claiming that Juju is corrupt. I mean, we all know that that's not true, so I'm not sure how serious I take these allegations, Ramon. How about you?
Well, I mean, you have to take the word of a politician or a humble domestic worker. So what did the domestic worker say? Well, then Malema received millions of rands in cash through A3 paper envelopes. A3, you know, the big paper envelopes, not the A4 ones or the A5 ones. It's like the A3, like huge ones. You can fit at least, 100,000 rand in each. But most importantly, the domestic worker was quite upset by the trashiness of Malema's flat, because whenever there was a party, she found all sorts of, well, frankly, disgusting things lying around, from women's underwear to condoms to white powder, whatever that might be. And in general, you just have the sense that Julius Malema is, as I said before, trying to be a playboy without having playboy money. He's using the white guy to fund a playboy lifestyle, while also treating the domestic worker like utter shit. And that is why she is able to say this to the media.
Yeah, I mean, another individual referenced in the book is actually a Malawian chef who was employed for Malema from 2005. Anyway, he commented that he had witnessed several meetings between Mazzotti and Malema, and during the meeting, it was alleged that there was an exchange of, and I quote, lots of money in bags.
Well, my favorite part of the whole story is that in the affidavit, the domestic worker said there were lots of empty bottles strewn across the lounge, dirty plates with remnants of flame-grilled chicken and chips lying around as well. I mean, this is like a walking stereotype, right? The socialist politician, cracked French champagne bottles, and KFC. Like, literally, this is what hundreds of thousands of rands were spent on to fund Malema's lifestyle. It's like a walking stereotype. And also another walking stereotype is that Malema probably treated his staff like absolute shit, which is more common than one might think in certain cultures in South Africa. So none of this is really surprising to me.
So apparently the takeaway that I would have from this whole story is the book claims that up to 8 bags were taken into a factory every day where money was counted on the boardroom at the factory. You know, the type of money that we're dealing with is obscene. If the story is true, it would explain where Juju's getting a lot of his cash to fund his political parties and his lifestyle habits. So, you know, the question that you would have, is anybody actually going to investigate this? I very much doubt it.
But fundamentally, at the end of the day, this just shows that Julius Malema is a total and utter cop-out. He gets funded by white people, he goes to white people's weddings, those white people give him talcum powder and KFC, and he's not acting like he's a slave to white monopoly capital while accusing everyone else of being a slave to white monopoly capital. You know, it's not hypocrisy, it's hierarchy. He has the power, he can do it. And so, as the old parable says, before you pull a thorn out your neighbor's eye, maybe pull a log out of your own eye. Julius Malema, if you keep accusing everyone else of being stooges of white monopoly capital, maybe don't allow your white boss to buy you KFC and condoms every time you need them. Just a thought.